and very excited about this workshop. And if you like it, then please do subscribe to the Board Infinity channel. And if you are someone who is starting to career in data science, digital marketing, or a full stack, then check out our website www.boardinfinity.com, and within 24 hours our counselor team will get in touch with you. So without wasting time, I would love to welcome our coach, Mr. Praful Jain sir, who's a digital marketing manager at Accenture and having more than 7 years of experience in specifically digital marketing domain. So thank you so much, sir, for connecting with us today, and virtual stage is all yours.
Thank you very much, Gurtej. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Good evening, actually. What morning? Good evening. Welcome, everybody. Nice to see you, meet you virtually. Cool. So my name is Praful. As I said, I have a experience of almost like 7 to 9, actually 10 years now in the field of online marketing with different roles like management, operations, and then training, learning, and development, majorly on Google Ads, Google Analytics, Google My Business, AdWords Express, and search engine optimization. My core strength is definitely majorly Google products, and I'm Google certified professional to work on any of the Google products. Have trained more than 1,000 people across corporates on Google products and how Google can enhance your reputation of working on advertising platform, right? In MBA college like ISB, Hyderabad, Mohali, Nirma University, some colleges in Bombay, Coimbatore, Bangalore, and been working as a guest faculty with Board Infinity for almost a year, taking mainly the guest lectures on Google products. So, right. So welcome on board. So today we are going to learn something about search engine optimization, right? Even before we understand what is search engine optimization, can somebody tell me, right, from your end, what do you understand when we say search engine optimization? Anybody? What is your basic understanding when I say search engine optimization? No one? Let me open the chat window. To search anything in Google, perfect. Anything, whatever you want to, you search in Google, and then what happens, Ritik? Nice point, actually. So I search anything on Google, and then what happens? Beautiful. So let me give an example, right, of what Ritik is saying. Let's say I want to buy a Reebok shoes, right? So earlier I would go to a showroom, look at different Reebok shoes, try one, look at the price, and then go ahead and use it, right? Over here, what I'm doing is I'm using the search engine to actually understand what shoes to buy. So I go to Google and I type in over here, buy Reebok shoes. Okay. Now you see, I can see tons of ads over here. This is your Google ads. Okay. Now, let's say this is your organic search. Wherever you do not see ads, right? This is organic search. So when I say organic, the difference is in Google ads, the advertisers pay X amount, right? Whenever there is a click. In organic, Google does not charge. However, there are more than 200 factors which determine how and where your page will come up. It depends on the page rank. And there are more than 200 factors which determine this. So there are 3 different players. To start with, the history of search engine says that it started with Yahoo. Yahoo is history now, right? No longer people are using Yahoo. Yahoo has actually become history now. Nobody is actually using Yahoo now. So Yahoo was the first search engine which started in the year 1994, and then Google started in the year 1996. So in the backend, what happens? When you search something on Google, definitely the information should be stored somewhere in Google servers. Otherwise, how will they know it, right? So let me first play a video for you on how search engine works, okay? And then I'll explain you the backend part of it, right? So this is a very good video from Matt Conry, how search works. He's one of the senior engineers with Google, right? He is the one, absolutely. Matt Cuts. So let me play his video for you. Okay. In case you may not hear sometimes the voice, so you can also play the video at your end. This is a video to start with. Okay, let me play the video first.
Hi, my name is Matt Cutts. I'm an engineer in the quality group at Google, and I'd like to talk today about what happens when you do a web search. The first thing to understand is that when you do a Google search, you aren't actually searching the web. You're searching Google's index of the web, or at least as much of it as we can find. We do this with software programs called spiders. Spiders start by fetching a few web pages. Then they follow the links on those pages and fetch the pages they point to, and follow all the links on those pages and fetch the pages they link to, and so on, until we've indexed a pretty big chunk of the web, many billions of pages stored across thousands of machines. Now, suppose I want to know how fast a cheetah can run. I type in my search, say cheetah running speed, and hit return. Our software searches our index to find every page that includes those search terms. In this case, there are hundreds of thousands of possible results. How does Google decide which few documents I really want? By asking questions, more than 200 of them, like, how many times does this page contain your keywords? Do the words appear in the title, in the URL, directly adjacent? Does the page include synonyms for those words? Is this page from a quality website, or is it low quality, even spammy? What is this page's page rank? That's a formula invented by our founders, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, that rates a web page's importance by looking at how many outside links point to it and how important those links are. Finally, we combine all those factors together to produce each page's overall score and send you back your search results about half a second after you submit your search. At Google, we take our commitment to delivering useful and impartial search results very seriously. We don't ever accept payment to add a site to our index, update it more often, or improve its ranking. Let's take a look at my search results. Each entry includes a title, a URL, and a snippet of text to help me decide whether this page is what I'm looking for. I also see links to similar pages, Google's most recent stored version of that page, and related searches that I might want to try next. And sometimes, along the right and at the top, I'll see ads. We take our advertising business very seriously as well, both our commitment to deliver the best possible audience for advertisers and to strive to only show ads that you really want to see. We're very careful to distinguish your ads from regular search results. And we won't show you any ads at all if we can't find any that we think will help you find the information you're looking for, which in this case, the cheetah's top running speed is more than 60 miles an hour. Thanks for watching. I hope this made Google a little bit more understandable.
Once again, so in the background, right, what would happen is there are three parts to a Google. Okay, let me also open the chat window once. So if all of you have watched the video, is the video done? Yes, okay. So if I have to explain this in theory, okay, it basically means there are crawlers or spiders on internet. Okay. Now what happens is whenever somebody is searching, the crawler goes into the website and finds all the data that can be read, indexes, and then checks what is happening, what's not happening. So my first point is over here, let's say you have a new website. Okay. You have opened a new website. So definitely the Google crawler, even before it starts saving your data on its own servers, needs to crawl. Correct? How will Google know that a new website is born in this World Wide Web? For example, you have opened a website now. How will Google know that yes, Praful has opened a new website now? Let me go and crawl it. Any thoughts on this? Anybody? What do you think? So let's say there are three options, because without you informing or without Google crawler crawling your website or your website pages cannot be shown on Google. So whenever you actually make a website, do you buy a domain space and a domain name from some service provider, like for example GoDaddy.com? You know guys what is GoDaddy.com? So I go there and then I buy my domain space, correct? So the moment I buy my domain space, 90% of the times it is this website service providers who give me domain names. They are the ones who are responsible to inform Google that yes, a new website is born. So Google comes, checks your source code, and if they have relevant permissions, you have to definitely give them permission. If they have relevant permissions, then of course your website will be crawled. And if your page rank is higher, which you will see how, it will go ahead and save it in its server. Option two is, let's say your website is there. Do you agree that most of the businesses also list the websites on sites like Just Dial, example, right? Or some directory. Or let's say you go to Quora, you give some answer over there. Or let's say you have a Facebook page, correct? So Google, while crawling, sees, oh, I see a new baby over here on Just Dial. Let me go and crawl it. Option three is you open an account with Google Search Engine Console. Okay. Once you do that, you're telling Google that, you know what, this is my website for which I'm using Google Search Console. Since Google Search Console is already a product of Google, it gets crawled. Now what happens is, let us open one more website, one more slide. The moment Google crawls a website, a crawler crawls the website, do you agree that every landing page or everything will have a content? So Google has a set of data servers, which is called shards. It will, let's say, put a keyword across different locations. Server 1, server 2, server 3, server 4, server 5. Like this, they have small microprocessors or microservers. They're called shards. Now they will put labels over here. Let's say this is for shoes. This is for MBA colleges. This is, let's say, for men fashion. This is, let's say, for uh, COVID. Example. This is for vaccination, right? So it whenever they find a website relevant to any of these topics, they keep adding. It is also possible that one website can be a part of multiple topics, right? Let's say Amazon, right? It can be a part of multiple products. So that's why it can be seen under multiple product categories. Once they save it, right? Whenever somebody searches on Google, it goes, looks at its internal servers and makes an index. Okay, and gives all the relevant pages at one place with a page rank. This page rank is a combination of loads of factors, which we will just look at in detail, right? Later. But now we will only look at the basics of it. Based on it puts the index, and the page rank or the page with the highest rank will start serving on google.com. Make sense, everybody? Till now it's clear how this happens in the background. So when you search something, it crawls into a website, and all the data that can be read, it will index. So if you can check over here, the spider goes to the website, crawls, adds it to its internal server list. Whenever search happens, it builds an index based on the own system's weightage, encodes data, and this is what you will see in the front. And this all happens in a split of milliseconds. Look at the kind of data processing it is doing in the backend. I mean, this is some really, really good data speeds. Okay, so for example, let's say you're looking for something in Bangalore. The query goes to Google server. Google looks at its internal servers called shards, SHARDS. The query then comes to their own database server through which you see all these page outputs, results of the search page, right? So the different types of searches, right, on Google. Keyword is very, very important. And if you want to say absolutely. So keyword, and now there's a small change, Ritik. Apart from keyword, they are also looking at the relevancy of the content. The reason being, 5-6 years back, lot of marketers, they used to do black hat SEO. What's black hat SEO? Something which is not appropriate. They were trying to cheat the system. So in that, they were doing a lot of keyword stuffing and hiding it in the front end. I can do it with coding, right? I can show some keywords in my source code and not show it in the website. One point to remember is Google crawlers or the bots or spiders that we are talking about, they cannot read our website. They can only crawl the source code. That's why people were using a lot of keywords in the source code and not showing those keywords on the website. Correct? So what are different types of searches that we do usually, right? That's also important to know. So first type of searches based on the query. So what is query? I'm looking for dental hospitals. Correct? First thing. Second thing is location. Either it may look at area of interest. Area of interest is Bangalore. Okay. Location of presence is Hyderabad. So it gives high importance to area of interest. Which area are they looking for? If that is absent, Then it looks for location of presence. Where is this search coming from? Device, right? Because India as a country has become mobile first country. So based on the device, some websites are mobile friendly and some are desktop friendly, right? It definitely depends on the service or the product. So based on which device you're searching for, relevant product will be shown. Okay, then this search history. Now what do you mean by search history? Let's say whenever I am searching for, let's say, Levi's shoes, I usually click on Amazon, correct? Whereas let's say whenever Ritik is searching for Levi's jeans or Reebok shoes, he usually clicks on Mintra, he or she, right? Is that possible that both of us may have individual choices of websites? So don't you think relevancy of websites, the page rank of the website will also differ from user to user, correct? Will also differ from location to location. For example, let's say if you want to, let's say, go ahead and type in best biryani center in Hyderabad. Majority of the times, you will see few common names like, let's say, Paradise or let's say Prince or whatever. But same thing, if you go to Delhi, you might see Delhi's restaurants. So it depends definitely on the user, the device, the history, the location. So the important factors to note over here is page ranks are dynamic and dependent on users type. Okay, plus a host of other factors which we'll run right now. So different type of search ads. When you search something, you get a list of places. You see this? You see a list. This is like a normal search result. Or you get maps also. Or you get this business contacts along with phone number address, right? You get social post also, job postings, and definitely you get answers when you type, let's say, what is COVID vaccine? So example, I go over here and type in what is COVID vaccine example, right? You see, these are question and answers, right? I can also check the Facebook page through this. I can also check some businesses through this, some maps through this. So all this are different top rank search directories or search types based on which Google will give you answers. Now, if you saw the video, they said that, right? We are pretty strict on the quality of the content and we do not charge anything for showing the organic search. So if they do not charge anything for showing organic search, first thing is, how are they earning money? Google should earn money, right? Without revenue, it will it will definitely suffer. So any idea how does Google earn its revenue, or majorly its revenue comes from which platform or which business? If this is for free, how are they earning money and maintaining all these servers, accuracy, all this stuff? Any thoughts on this? They can very well even charge for this, right? But why are they giving it for free, first of all? And how are they earning money? They should have some source of revenue, right? It's one of the highest Fortune 500 listed company. It's a dream company for a lot of people. Without money, dream company will not be able to survive, right? They have to give salaries to engineers and they hire the best of talent. So they of course have to pay the best of money as well. So how does Google earn money? Any thoughts on this? Even before we get into SEO and all the stuff, have you ever thought how are search engines making money? Anybody wants to help me understand? Great point, Rakesh Babu. Beautiful. Through search engine advertising or search engine marketing, right? And that Google Ads platform generates more than 70 to 75% of Google's revenue. So they said, right, we do not check money and we take great pride in checking the quality of the website. Why? The reason being, why do we go to Google and search? Because we believe in the accuracy of Google's results, right? Let's say Google search engine marketing or Google organic search, whatever we are talking about. Let's say if it starts giving irrelevant, wrong information, you kind of see wrong websites, would you even go back to Google later? If you're seeing constantly wrong results, would you even think of going back to Google later? I will not go to Google, right? So they take great pride in checking the accuracy, the content of the website, because they know that customer experience is the best possible way to drive my revenue for the search engine business, which is definitely the biggest possible business. Okay, right? Now let's go and check how it is done. Events, images, news, pictures, all this is something which we knew. And then paid search, natural search. This come up naturally without any payment involved in the search engines. How do you do this? There are more than 200 factors. The most important is, as told by Ritik, is the keyword and the content of my website relevant to the query and matches the query. So I need to have a keyword and also content. That's why if you check the video of this Matt Kurtz, he said title. Title is giving me heading, meta, and then all text, image, all this stuff. It's still evolving, right? It's not yet said, it's evolving. Expected of local and US restrictions, it definitely removes irrelevancy. So if you find loads of irrelevant outputs to your search queries, your confidence will definitely decrease, and then you may not do more business with Google, right? So Google thrives on accuracy of its information, and the moment it feels that you as a user feels that Google's accuracy of information is not that accurate, don't you think you'll start moving away from Google, and that will be like the downfall of Google. That's one reason why Google believes even if I do not make enough money, it's okay. I want to ensure accuracy of information, the feel good factor when customers are searching for it, right? So, what is queries? Queries is basically people like us, we type something, right? So, we give clue to the user intents, right? And marketer. So, based on what we search, it gives a small clue to what is the user searching, right? And also for marketers that okay, most of the users are searching this specific aspect. Let me go ahead and try to match this specific aspect in my content so that I am visible. Second thing is information. So first thing is navigation. What is navigational? You try to find like what is the product all about. So you want to navigate, right? And check more. Informational are for brand recall, so they need rich landing pages. Transactional are mainly e-commerce companies where they try to showcase the products to sell and to promote. So the call to actions is always buy now, talk now, and their goals are purely transactional, right? Same way, right? These are three things. So how does Google determine what pages will come on the first thing, right? There are two things. So search engine optimization is all about can I go ahead and understand the factors to get a higher page rank to serve on the first page whenever the user is searching for a product or service that I'm going to offer. So how do they do that? There are two factors. It's called on-page optimization and it's called off-page optimization. As simple as that. On-page optimization, right? And off-page optimization. So if you can see my screen, on-page, off-page. What is on-page, right? So on-page is something which is there within my website. Maybe the content, maybe the images, the contact information. So whatever I can try and optimize within myself. Let's say, for example, if you're going for a job interview, on pages, your talent that you are showcasing and trying to clear the interview. Off page optimization is if you're going for a senior role, right? Apart from your own talent, they also look for some testimonials, some feedback from the people who have worked with you in the previous thing, basically referral or something which is outside my own contact. That's off page optimization. So on page is something which is on my website. Off page is something which I cannot control within me, but I am dependent on external sources. Clear? So on page is difficult to start with, but you have more control and definitely less trustworthy, right? So apart from on page, Google also checks, the caller also checks what is your off page optimization current brand value, and based on that, it will try to go ahead and give you a total score. So it's not only your website, what also matters is how your website is perceived or looked at by external users. Okay, till now clear? Okay, so as I was talking about on page, off page, right? Let's look at few things, right? So this I will cover after 20 minutes. But why should we even do SEO is the next question. Why? 5,000 search queries processed every second. By 50,000, big number, right? 50,000, big number. 85% of searchers or who did not click on paid links. So more and more people, what they do is they scroll down and they come in between or they click in between part. So Google Ads is majorly done for people to be visible, but clicks usually happen on the organic search, right? 63% of the top organic links get clicked, and 30% of this clicks, whatever you click on the top part, right? Being on top of search means more revenue, right? So if it is more revenue, why should you not do it? The ultimate goal of any marketing concept is, can I get more revenue for my business, right? This is the number. B2B buying, which is a very important segment of any marketing. Reason being, B2B buying gives you better revenue for a longer period of time. So, of B2B buying, which starts with search, 81% of people start on google.com. I'm not saying they don't start on Bing or whatever. They do that, majority of people, except China. Any reason why in China Google is Google may not see big numbers? Anybody? So this data will not include China. So any idea why people may not use Google in China? Have you ever heard about this news that Google is not allowed in China? In fact, absolutely. Why? Again, policy restrictions. They wanted to, uh, get all the data access of Google, which Google was not doing. So In fact, Facebook is not there, WhatsApp is not there. So China as a company has always has a policy of trying to make its own product. For Amazon, they have Alibaba, right? For WhatsApp, they have WeChat. For Google, they have a product called Baidu. Okay, so this is for global market. 81% of B2B searches start with search. Number one factor for driving traffic to website. Number one, I'm going to say nobody can get you better traffic than Google search engine. I'm being honest about my replies. Nobody can get you better traffic than Google search engines. Okay. Second is YouTube. Yes. So Google based YouTube is number one. YouTube is for videos, yes. But if you talk about pure search engine, right? So pure search engine without videos, then of course you have Bing. Bing is again a product of, let's say, it was Yahoo. Then now Microsoft took it over. After Yahoo was sold down, Microsoft took over Bing completely. So after Google, the next biggest tech search engine, right? Normal text search engine is definitely Bing. It's got approximately 28 to 29 percentage of market share on search engine. Okay, so these are some numbers, right? So for you to wonder about why it is so important, because people across the globe are using it. That's why it is becoming slightly more important for everybody to use beyond Google search engine, right? So what is SEO? I told you it's basically trying to understand different factors by which I can come on the first page of search engine. That's the basic definition. But let's say if you ever go for an interview, if they ask you for in detail, let's say information on search engine, then practice of increasing. So by definition, it says practice of increasing the quantity and the traffic quality to a website through the organic search results. Search engine optimization, or the process of optimizing a website to make it easy to find via search engines. Word stream. Process of getting traffic from the free, organic, editorial, or natural search results on search engines. Okay, so this is the basic. So you people search, they get traffic, and they go for conversion. So key factors. So I was talking about on page, off page, right? So there's so many factors. Let me uh, zoom it a bit. 1 minute. Okay, so I play over here. So basically, there are two options: on-page optimization and off-page optimization. On-page basically means whatever is possible on my website, like the content. Is this slide visible to everybody, or you want me to zoom it that much more? Visible? Okay, good. Thanks, Ritik. So now, first thing is content. Content is the content of my website. It starts with what is the quality of my website, right? Keyword research, okay? Keyword usage. So I need to do a research on what are different keywords which are prominent on my website. Guys, 1 minute, okay? 1 minute. Excuse me. Mm. Sorry, people. Sorry. Yeah. Talking about this, right? So we will check this in touch and go. So first thing is the quality of my website. When I say quality, landing page. So there's a factor called ROTN. How relevant it is. Is it original, the content, everything? Is it transparent? I want to say nothing hidden. You're not trying to cheat the customers. And is it navigable? So when I say navigable, easily navigable to the user, right? So relevant, original, transparent, and navigable is the point for quality. Then comes your keyword research. How good is your keyword research there? And are you trying to cover all the keywords which the user can search or may search? Are you able to use the keywords across different parts of your landing page without making it look repetitive? Freshness, vertical means you have Google Images, Google Maps, Google Videos, um, wherever possible. Are you covering all the different verticals wherever Google is able to crawl across its websites? And maybe answers like Quora or whatever, right? That's the on-page thing. Architecture is your website look and feel, right? Like your website, is it mobile friendly? Is it loading very quickly? Speed should not be duplicate, should have relevant URLs, should be secured. HTTPS. HTML is the coding. Have you got the right titles? Have you got the right set of description lines? The structure of the website, headers like H1, H2. Stuffing is negative. Hidden is negative. It should not see negative is this. Blue is priority 1, priority 2, green is the third priority. Off page is something which you do off page. Do you guys know what is the meaning of link building? Anybody over here? Link building? Anybody? So let's say Ritik has a website, right? And I go to Ritik's website and write something about my website. Correct? So whoever comes to Ritik's website, can they see my website also if it is published on Ritik's website? That's called link building. I'm building a link outside my website. Am I correct? Yes. So link building is, are you able to get links or get traffic from some third party websites or third party sources? For example, you see hashtag recently, there was one hashtag called Baba Ka Dhaba, right? So where you're seeing a lot of bloggers were tagging on that and showing their content. Why is that needed? I'm going to say, what was the purpose of using Baba Ka Dhaba in their content? In fact, even Paytm did that, right? Honestly, why? Thoughts, discussions, people. So it's good if we can have to be discussion. Me speaking alone will not help. So why did a lot of people use Baba Ka Dhaba in their content or in their hashtags? What was the real? Was it to support Baba Ka Dhaba, or is it was their own personal need to use Baba Ka Dhaba? What do you think? Thoughts, answers? I'll wait for answers for a minute. I'll repeat my question. Baba Ka Dhaba, it was famous few months back. A lot of people were using it in their hashtag, in their content, their website. Why? Was it to help that Baba Ka Dhaba, or was it their own reason to use Baba Ka Dhaba? What was the point? Since it was trending, don't you think people were using it to get traffic on their own website? That's called off page, right? Backlinking, wherein I'm using some other website to get traffic on my website, right, people? Guys, are you able to follow? At least say yes. Only Hrithik and Rakesh has spoken something. Others, are you able to listen to me? You're following me? Let me pause. I'm also getting scared now since nobody's answering. Let me see how many people are there. Okay, we just have 2 people. Okay. Hrithik, are you able to understand me and follow me? Ritik? Mostly. Okay. So what is your question? If you can ask me, what is not able to follow, I will be glad to check. Okay. So let me. Oh, okay, okay. But you have basic idea, right, Ritik, of what is online marketing, what is digital marketing, what are different types of websites. So let me give an example, right? Let's have. Okay. So Ritik, let's say you are a great blogger, correct? Now, let's say if you have more than 7,000 followers, Praveen Yela, yeah. Or in some example, let's say Ritik, you are a great blogger of travel, correct? Now you have 7,000 followers. Now what I do is I request Ritik, can you also review my restaurant or my guest house, and if possible, give feedback of my stay, my hotel in your blog. So you come to my restaurant, you stay over there, and maybe you're feeling good, you're not feeling good, right? And you write positive thing about my website on your domain. Okay. So now my point over here is my point over here is if you are a very good famous blogger, if your page is ranked highly, I'm getting traffic from your website. Correct? So now the point is, don't you think my page rank might also go up because somebody with a better page rank has written positive things about me and my website? Yes, that's what it means over here. Quality, right? So you need to get backlinks from good quality. See, paid is negative. So what is paid? You're paying a blogger to write something about you, a spam website. No. Now, what is off page? Country, locality. Social means, are you able to show yourself on Facebook? Do you have a Facebook page? Are you seen on Google Maps, right? Or India Map? Or are you seen on YouTube, Twitter, right? And your social reputation. And are you getting enough shares on your social content? Something which you can think about. Okay, make sense? Let's look at this one by one. First, let's go to on page. Okay, so on page basically is something which is under your control. The content of your page, the architecture of your page, your control, the kind of HTML codes that you're using on the page, titles. Basically, when you make a website, right? Title means the heading or the bold thing which comes when you search, right? That's called title. Tags and the description, speed of the website, and definitely host of other factors. Okay, so I check all this and then I decide what to do, what not to do. Off pages, something which is not in your control, but you have to try and get it. So people say no, not in your control, but you have to anyways get it, right? So you have to bring it under your control. Though it's not under your control, can I try and bring it under my control by doing outreach programs? Outreach programs is when you reach out to the top influencers, top bloggers of your industry, right? And check with them if they're able to write anything about you or your product or your service on their blogs. That's what we call as outreach programs. Very, very important way to actually get traffic on your website. Okay, relevant links from other sites should be organic and not purchased. That means you should not pay to get this kind of traffic. If you're paying, it's as good as paid media. And the moment you start paying, they'll start expecting more. And if you don't pay, they might also become negative. So should be organic and not purchase links from other side. Links should showcase authority. So if I am doing backlinking from Ritik's website would also be good enough for me, right, to do backlinking. And links should have some social signals such as there should be shares on the website, some likes, comments. That's what it is important, right? Now let's say on-page optimization. So when I say content, the content should be relevant to the target audience. Am I right? Let's say your target audience, don't you think, will differ from location to location? For example, let's say if you're trying to showcase something in Tamil Nadu, don't you think you will use in normal ads, you will use a local hero of Tamil Nadu, like Rajnikant somebody. But if you're having a mass India level campaign, maybe you like Salman Khan or Shah Rukh Khan. So whatever content I am trying to share, it should definitely be relevant to my target audience. First thing, it should also be useful to the target audience, right? Should be easily understandable, fresh as much as possible, okay? Not be copied, should be engaging for sure. Okay. Helping search. So how do you do is, can you use the right keywords in key places? So as I told you, why anyone will help me? That's what we will look at when we will look into offline, off page. Okay, Ritik. Now to answer this question, let's do it right away. Let's say, Ritik, you are a blogger. It's a two-way thing, right? Let's go back to life. You are a blogger. You have followers. Do the followers need some new content every few days? So it's not they are helping you. Can we help mutually to each other? The reason being, if your content, if your website is really, really good, don't you think the followers of the top influencers, the followers of the top bloggers will also read more about that specific blogger? So every blogger, every big influencer will always look for some new content for their specific websites. So can you be that new content? Can you be that new website which can help the followers to get some new information about the service or the product? So it's not only you will they will help you, you are also helping them, and you have to make them understand that, dude, this part, or if you write about me, your followers will also like you the content. Will that be win-win, right? So let's go in normal life, Ritik. Let's say I want to get some work done by you. It's like a help only, right? Now if I just tell you, Ritik, please do this for me, the chances that you will do it for me will be very, very less. Even if you and me are working in the same team, unless let's say I'm your boss or whatever, if I request Ritik, do this work for me, the chances of you doing this work for me is very, very minimal, right? Now what do we do in life? If we want to get some work done, we start with some ego bit, some ego massage. What we do is, oh no, what, Ritik, last time you wrote this article, my god, you did a mind-blowing job, you were super good. Can I do a small ego bait, ego massage event to the top blogger? Saying, you know what? Hello, Ritik. I recently read your article about wireframing tools, and must say it was brilliant, right? And then what you will say is, I am also building a wireframing tool, and which I think can be useful to you and your followers. So what I'm doing, I'm trying to explain that my content that I'm going to share with you may be mightily helpful to your followers also. So now you pay interest. Okay, something interesting for me, because you're already done ego massage. You got that, and then you will say, you know what? Can you please go through this and give me some of your expert feedback on this link? So what am I doing? I'm praising you. I'm calling out your good work. I'm explaining you what's the good thing about this. I'll Ritik, if you do this work in office, you may also get, highly promoted. So now, if I do this, I'm not saying 100% of the top bloggers will write about me. At least 3, 4, 5%, Ritik. So the idea is, can you give a small ego massage, ego bait, and also help them understand why this is important for them? Make sense? So it's how you sell this to the influencer also matters a lot. So it's simple logic of what we use in life. The same logic we have to use in digital marketing, right? Now, when you are writing content, right? First thing is, can you include the keywords in key places? For example, let's say I was looking for executive MBA. Let's go over here. Let's type in executive MBA in India. They're all ads. This is basically a organic search. I click on this, right? If I go to the source code, title. You see, title is executive MBA in India. You see this? This is what matters. Can I go ahead and use some really relevant keywords in my title tag? Because the crawler can only read the source code. They cannot read the website. So they will just read the source code. Okay. So this is in the title thing. That means this website is purely talking about executive MBA. Let me try and show it on Google search because it looks relevant to the search of the user. Okay, got it? First thing to talk about. There's a chat coming over here. 1 minute. I think I lost the chat. Yeah, I'll come on this, Ritik. First, let's close the on page. And then when I talk about off page, we'll talk about backlinking. Okay, Ritik? Let's first complete on page optimization. Backlinking we will do in next 20 minutes. Make sense? Are you able to follow this part at least? Why this is important? The keyword part. Keyword should be placed in the title page. Yes. So let's complete on page. Then we will go off page so that it's not confusing. I think we were jumping the questions and my answer also. Let me hold on to your question now, and let's first complete on page, and then from 7:30 we'll look at off page. Correct? Make sense? But till now, apart from the backlinking part, where we're talking about influencers, is the other part clear on SEO as to what is SEO, what is on page, what is off page? Yes, almost. Okay. Which part is not clear? I can repeat once again. Okay, so let us do a recap. Search engine optimization is a technique of trying to improve your page rank to come on the first page of Google or any search engine organically. There are two different ways to do it, on page and off page. In on page, first thing is your content. Your content should be original. Your content should be easily understandable. Your content should be fresh. Second point is using right keywords. Till now it's clear. If I do a quick recap of this, just this three things. Okay, cool. This is important. Rest all you can actually ignore. This is important what I have told you. So now when you use keywords, right, can you use keywords which are related? For example, when you talk about cricket, right? Can I also use IPL as my keyword? I can, right? Because IPL and keywords are synonyms. Or can I also use Sachin Tendulkar? Can I use Virat Kohli? When I'm talking about cricket, Kohli without cricket is not understood. People will relate Kohli always with cricket. So can I use something on those lines? Is what you have to understand. Use everything in your source code, like the description tag, the H1 tag, H2 tag, the alt text. All these are needed. Let's go this one by one, right? So how should you write a very good SEO content? The most profound way to write a good content could be it should be simple and the user should feel connected. For example, right? Dairy milk, right? You saw the ads of dairy milk, correct? What is dairy milk? It's a chocolate, right? It's a chocolate technically. As per you, who is the biggest competitor of dairy milk? Or who was the biggest competitor of dairy milk? As per you, chocolate, right? So who can be the nearest, biggest competitor for dairy milk? Any idea, Ritik? We all would assume it would be some other chocolate company, Kit Kat, right? Now, have you seen the ads of dairy milk? They do not target any other chocolate, they target sweets. Notice that in India, the tradition that we have is whenever we exchange things, we use sweets. So their messaging was very clear. You can use dairy milk as a part of sweet. Kuch meeta ho jaye. So it was a very simple messaging, and people will also able to connect with it. Now you see, you have the boxes of celebrations, right? You have a lot of chocolates which are given as gifts to a lot of people, which we would have never thought 20 years back. So were they able to convince people with the right messaging and right stuff? Correct? Let's me show you one more video, right? Of example of this. Have you heard the name of this company, Tesco? Tesco, have you heard this company's name? No? Okay. You know what is Big Bazaar, Hyper Supermarket, more big supermarkets in India, right? So Tesco is a leading supermarket in UK and other few countries in Europe. Okay. So let me type over here Tesco, South Korea. It- And I'll play a video. You can use the same video at your end also. Sometimes videos may not play over here properly. Let me
South Korea.
let me give this link as well. Right, 1 minute. Right, can you play this video at your end also?
Korea is a unique market. Tesco has been evolving itself, adjusting to the local market. It even changed the name itself from Tesco to Home Plus. And at last, it grew to rank number 2 in Korea. But Tesco had to overcome one obstacle, a fewer number of stores compared to the number 1 company, Emart. Mission: could we become number 1 without increasing the number of stores? We made an in-depth study into Koreans once more. Koreans are the second most hardworking people in the world. For them, grocery shopping once a week is a dreaded task. So we decided to approach these busy and tired people. Idea: let the store come to the people. We created virtual stores, hoping to blend into people's everyday lives. Our first try was subway stations. Although virtual, the displays were exactly the same as actual stores, from the display to the merchandise. Only one thing was different. We used smartphones to shop. scan the QR code with your phone, and the product automatically lands in your online cart. When the online purchase is done, it will be delivered to your door right after you get home. People can relax more after work and on weekends.
실제로 보면서 사니까 진짜 더 좋은 것 같아요. 편하기도 하고.
Result: people can shop at Tesco Home Plus wherever they go without having to visit the actual store. Moreover, we could change their waiting time to shopping time. After this campaign, online sales increased tremendously. Through this campaign, 10,287 consumers visited the online Home Plus mall using smartphones. The number of new registered members rose by 76%, and online sales increased 130%. Number one in the online market, and is a very close second, offline.
Okay, so the idea for this video was to show the kind of messaging, Ritik. So when you are doing your SEO content, right, the idea is, can you do this kind of messaging for your content also? Got the point what I was talking about? Did you see the video, Ritik? So your SEO content should be as simple as this. Should be simple and should feel connected the way it was over there, right? Should include elements of simplicity. Your your famous thing should be able to connect to the people's emotions. Like over here, the emotion point was you can shop while you're walking, so that you don't have to spend time during weekend doing your grocery shopping. Such a good emotional connect they had, right? Yes, should be telling user to take an action, like scan the QR and do shopping. Your content should be actionable and should be able to, people should be able to easily scan or understand your content quickly. Should not be like a Wikipedia or encyclopedia where people have to open a dictionary and understand what you're talking about. It should be as simple as eating an apple pie or a ice cream. Okay, some important things, right? So what you can do is, your keywords are there, right? Very, very important. You should have short generic keywords like buy shoes, buy sports shoes, buy Levi's shoes, buy Skechers. Should have short keywords. And can you have long tail keywords? What is long tail keywords? Keywords which are like best price to shop in Hyderabad is Praful. Long tail keywords are something which are longer in nature but more relevant to me, specific to my business. Short keywords are something which is one line stoppage. Think like a customer, see what they're searching for, right? Very importantly, put variants. Like when you're putting headphones, also put headsets, earphones, or calling phones, headphones for office, work from home, work from school, all this stuff, right? So if you are putting all this, whenever a user is searching for keywords relevant to your keyword, it will make business sense. Okay, then there's a tool called Google Keyword Planner tool, which you will learn in your part of your SEM. This tool will give you all the top keywords which are relevant to your business from Google's point of view. So most of the SEO people, they use Google Keyword Planner tool. Okay, so why should you use long tail keywords? Long tail keywords means something which is very, very long, like best place to eat biryani in Hyderabad. It's a long tail keyword. It's not something like biryani. There's a best tail to eat keywords in Hyderabad. They have some intent. Their search volume is low. Their competition is low. So all this is important when you're talking about long tail keywords. Guys, 1 minute. One minute. Ritik. One minute. Okay, so your keyword should definitely have long tail keywords because they are unique to your brand. Something like phone under 13,000 with 30 megapixel camera. The search volume is definitely low. But whenever they are searched, right, they give you slightly high conversion. Okay, so definitely you should use high volume keywords which are giving long tail volume. Some other tools you can use for keyword planner is Moz Keyword Explorer. Okay, and you use Google search bar. What is search bar? When you type in Google, right, you get some listing from Google suggestions, right? Let's say I go to Google and I type in over here example google.com by you see all this are suggestions from Google search bar. So try to use all of them in your website content, the top search keywords from Google. Okay, this is very important. People don't look at this, but this is a very good way to understand this is what Google is using or people across Google are using. So let me also add this as a part of my keyword part. Okay, then after this, can you use tools like Uber Suggest, SEM, all the different tools which are helpful for keyword build, right? So this is more about keywords. So you see keywords, right? And then you have to do a bit of coding. Now, what is this? You have to use relevant tags. So you know what is HTML code? So when you build a website, right, you have to put HTML codes to build a website, right, Ritik? Without HTML codes, websites cannot be built. Even if you use WordPress, whatever, they have inbuilt codes. Am I right? So now these tags, titles, or descriptions play a very, very big role in in determining the product. Keywords can be indefinite. When you say indefinite, what do you mean by that? You mean to say, can we have loads and loads of keywords? Keywords should be not overstuffed. No. You should only add relevant keywords and ensure that these relevant keywords are having good content. Two things. You should not overboard with keywords. You should have all the relevant keywords, and this relevant keywords should also have good content. Then it will make sense. Correct? After that, you need to use tags. The most important tag is the title tag, which gives the headline. You see these headlines? This is purely defined by title tag. This is a major, major, major factor in deciding whether your keyword or your website is relevant or not. So definitely something to look about. This is definitely needed. Okay. Second thing. So your title tag should be within 65 characters, should be unique, and you should definitely include a keyword that needs to be optimized. The keyword is definitely there and it needs to be optimized for sure. Second thing is after the tag of title, you need to have tags of meta. What is meta tag? You know, you see hyperlinks over here. Let me show you over here. Right? This is for Google Ads. Same way, you can get hyperlinks for SEO also. What is hyperlinks? It takes you to different relevant pages of your website. So let's ensure that we as users, right, or advertisers have good tags of meta. Meta is basically to create these hyperlinks which will take me to different relevant parts of the website. Okay, so it can increase the click-through rate, though not directly correlated to ranking. Right? So ensure it should be within 155 characters, avoid duplicates, and should include all relevant information of your relevant landing page. All text. So Google crawler, right? They cannot read images. You guys, so when you type something, right? Let's say executive MBA in India. Example. Open this, you might see some images over here. Or let's say um, uh, Kia Seltos price in India. Now, this has an image, right? Google crawler cannot read images. So what you have to do is you have to give a alt text over there. In your source code, besides the image, you have to put the image source and put over there alt text, which basically tells that yes, there is a image and the image is for this purpose. So it gives you a description of your image. Right? Very, very important. So this is important. So definitely see this is an image and you need to give a alt text for the image, which helps you understand this. Okay. So very important that you use the right tags and descriptions for your everything. Okay. Cool. This is for on page. And you should also have a good page speed. So page speed is basically if the page is loading faster, should not take too much time, especially for mobile, right? So India is a mobile first country. So definitely nowadays all the companies have two web pages, one for mobile, one for desktop. Correct? So this is all about your on-page optimization that you should look for, right? Very, very important. It should not be duplicate content. And okay, one more important thing, right? Let's say, thank you for order number. Your order is so and so. Don't you think this page should not be visible to anybody if they are searching in Google? What do you think? Yes, no? If I'm looking at Amazon, Amazon may also have some order numbers, whatever. So how do we avoid that? Or let's say there is some website, some page which is right now under construction, right? So yes, so you should tell the Google caller, right, that this page should not be shown to any user. Correct? So there's a code called robo.txt. So what you see is again, so SEO is all about putting the right source code. So what you're telling the code is if you add this code robo.txt at the end of the URL, it specifies the search engine on what to crawl, right? What not to. So basically, you can add it on all the duplicate pages on your website, thank you pages. There could be some private pages which are used only for your product, your company should not be overused, and should be validated by a Google's tester only. If you overuse it, the moment you put robo.txt, do not crawl, that page will not be crawled. And if that page is not crawled, don't you think it will never be shown on Google? So this is definitely needed, but you should use it on the right pages to ensure pages which are your own private pages, pages which are like your thank you pages, your own company internal pages are also there, right? That's not shown over there. Okay, like this. See this? Disallow. This means do not allow. This is called robo.txt. So you use a code like this and says do not allow. Crawl, delete, disallow, disallow. So got the point? So you use this code and this pages will not be shown to any users outside Google. Make sense now? I think I'm hopeful really you're making some notes also, because this is all hygiene checks which we are giving touch and go. This is actually, if you do it full time, it will be like 14, 15 hours of course. But this is 2 hours workshop, just doing touch and go. So we'll have to make notes on this and later study on this. These are some important elements which is used by almost all the SEO members across the globe. So robo.txt is used to ensure that that these pages are not shown on Google. Okay, that's perfect, right? What is sitemap? Sitemap is basically a site architecture, right? So let's say Amazon. Does Amazon have more than 1,000 pages? Yes. So sitemap basically gives you like an index. Like, when you open a textbook, you have page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3. So you can go to the right page. So sitemap is like the architecture of the page, of the website. It tells you all the different list of all the pages on the website. Let's say if you have 1,000 pages on a website, it tells you which page, what content you will find. It's made for human beings, people like you and me to navigate. You also have XML. XML is extra markup language. This is made, or this code is made for crawler, because crawlers cannot use or cannot read the website content. For them, we have to develop a different code. Is called extra markup language, or XML. It consists of all information on all pages, used for crawling and indexing. It can be done through what is CMS? CMS is sites like WordPress, Amazon Smart Emails, Amazon Web Services, or let's say WordPress Blogger. So they can use it automatically. So this should be definite then, right? So sitemap is a very good way to do this. So this is about your on page. Now let's understand off page. In off page, the major thing is backlinking. What is backlinking? Let me show it to you. Let's talk about Quora. How to get tax refund in India. Example. Let me scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Quora. Let me click on this. Let me scroll down. Right? So people go over here. Right? Now, you see this? Few links that are given over here. So if I click on this, I go to that specific website. So what am I doing? I'm trying to create backlinks. Backlinks is links, my website links through some other websites. For example, do you use LinkedIn? Right? In LinkedIn, do you ask for some reference for any jobs, or do you ask some high level people to give some kind of recommendations for you in your account? That's basically to build your value of your profile. Same way, backlinking is the way through which I can get traffic from some third-party websites. Right? Let me quickly go through it. So this is off page. Off page is basically this. Can you get traffic from third-party websites to your website? Something which is not in your control. You're dependent on third party. That's why it's called off page. So link building is a process of acquiring hyperlinks from other websites to your own. Off-page optimization is link building is, see, you can do it through a lot of things. Let's go. What is link building, right? So when you say link building, I have to understand third-party websites through which I need to get traffic. So you were asking, why will they write about it? Don't, okay, no problem. Okay, Ritik, what are you doing right now? Are you currently studying or are you working somewhere? Oh, okay, no problem. So let's say, Ritik, you are a BBA. Okay, great. Let's say, you know what's the meaning of a blogger? Blogger is somebody who writes things, right, of different topics. Let's say I'm a travel blogger. Okay, I'm a travel blogger. I travel during weekends across India, and whenever I like something, I put pictures and I write about that stuff on my travel blog, right? Let's say you have a guest house in Coorg. So now I come to your guest house and I love your service. I love the view of your guest house. I love the food of your guest house. I start putting pictures of your guest house and write some really good things about your guest house in my website, in my blog, without you paying me because you have given good service. I start doing that. Now, let's say I have 5,000 people who follow me on Instagram and my blogs. I put some really good pictures about your guest house in my blogs. Now, don't you think if any of my followers want to go to Coorg once, they will first go and check your website at least once? Because I have gone there, and since I am one of the top influencers, they will, of course, see the pictures, the good comments I've given about your blog on my website, and then they will of course come and check your guest house once. See, they may take a room or they may not take a room depending on the budget, the location, whatever. But are you getting some free traffic on your website because of my blog? Yes or no? So don't you think you should try using this more? You should not give money. Are you able to give some free service? Are you able to give them free stay, free food? Then that makes so the idea is, if I am doing link building is, can I get traffic from third party websites onto my website? Like in Quora, people give answers and they give a small website over there, right? That's basically link building, right? So link building is, can I first of all check or find goals? See, goals is I need to do link building from at least 30 different influencers, right? Assets means content, right? Now you are asking, why will bloggers or why will these influencers write about me? Two reasons. Now let's say, Ritik, you are following some very good blogger, right? If that famous blogger or very good blogger does not write any new content for almost 2-3 months, don't you think you will stop following that blogger? Example, right? Do you follow some websites, or do you follow any specific music channel? Example, if that music channel does not have something new coming in every 2-3 days, don't you think you will get bored? And Geeka G Ranjit, okay, so why do you follow them? because they have some new content which you find very good and very interesting technically. If they do not have a new content for almost 1 month, don't you think you will shift to some other person or some other website which is giving you interesting content? Am I right? So the way you need a influencer to write about you, the influencer or top bloggers or third party websites also need some new content which they can represent to the clients. So can you be the new content? So you have to make them understand that, you know what, you and me are from the same industry. So when you talk about influencers, top bloggers, they should be from your industry. Can you talk about something about me, because it's relevant to your audience also, and that will help me and you both. So it's a win-win, right? I get free traffic and you're getting some new content. That's why they will write about you. Now you got the point. Not everybody will write about you. Not 10. Can I get 5 people, 6 people to write about me? Whatever traffic you're getting from this 5 6 people, that's for free, right? So my idea is to aim for at least getting 5 6 top influencers, 5 6 top bloggers writing about me. That will help me any which ways to get free traffic without paying anything. So first thing is you have to find the goals. What kind of content will you talk about? What type of links do we need? Do you want it for homepage, keywords? What is your content? Are you giving some news, some ego bait, long form? Find the website of influencers, find their contact details. What are different top priority links you want to prioritize? Outreach is reach out to them, and then you have to follow up with them, right? So this is how you'll find the top bloggers. Go on Google, type your product, you will get all the top websites of your product. So now you have to reach out to them to ensure that they write about you. So these are a few things that you need to understand. In title basically means any website which has food blogger in their title. So all these top websites are from Google. Can I also be present over there? In URL means it's a part of the URL. So can I also be present over there? So outreach basically means tell them why they should care about you. Leverage or give your content hooks, why they should care about you. Tell them what action you like them to take. Sharing content on social media, embedding infographic or presentation, accepting guest posts. Show that you are genuine and not a spammer. So you should use the name. Hello, Ritvik. It was nice meeting you. Subject line should be very proper. So you should write that something about Praful's Desi Ka Dhaba. Hi, Ritik. You know what? Thank you for sharing your wonderful blog post on Desi Ka Dhaba. I too have something similar. That's the content you're saying that I would like to share with you. However, is it possible for you to check on this and give some of the expert feedback based on your opinion? So I am praising you, giving ego bait, and giving you a reason why you should actually go ahead and write something about me, right? And this is how you make a small table. So you will tell which is the website with which you want to do backlinking, what is the domain authority, what is the contact email, contact name, did you send them an email, did they reply back or not, linking happen or not. See, something like this. I just wanted to follow up on the email I have sent a few days ago, and you paste it regarding the ultimate guide to backlinking that I put together. It would be great to get your feedback if possible and see if this is something you would be interested in sharing with the readers of your blog. So you're asking, you know what, it would be great if you can write something really good about us on your website, then it will make a lot of business sense to us. Okay, some good linking tactics are: can you create a content which is very good? You can use infographic, can use data visualization, white paper. How to is how to prepare for COVID, how to prepare CURD during work from home, right? Can you use videos, image gallery, right? And then like this, some really good ego bait basically means a piece of content, right, that plays on the egos of the people who are featured within the content. So, right, some ego content, right? And then broken link means there could be times when some part of your website is broken. Broken means error 404. Do you see sometimes error 404 when you go to some websites? Error 404 is maybe that website was working fine earlier, but now it's no longer working. So error 404 means that website is broken. Please fix it immediately. There are tools for this. So broken links could be for high quality landing page, whatever. Sometimes it's possible that as a website developer, as a marketer, you may not know this. So the tool called Ahref. There is a tool called Ahref. You can use that tool, and that will help you to basically ensure that all the broken links are easily visible, and then you can go ahead and replace them or write a good content. The idea is you should not have a single broken link on your website. Error 404. Okay. One more thing, what you can do is, let's say Ritik, you and me have same business. Correct? Now, there is some broken link on your website. You are not interested to repair it. What I can do is, since your website is very good, I'll tell you, you know what, Ritik? There is a broken link on your website. If you want, I can put some content over there from my end and link it on my website. You'll be more than glad, right? Because I'm fixing your broken link. That's also an opportunity to build backlinking. Wherein what I'm doing is I'm trying to find some broken link on your website. By trying to fix it, I'm trying to do a backlink on my website. Since your website has a high good domain rank, that backlinking may also help me. So you should do research for broken links. Try to create content for that. Reach out to the owner. You know what? There was a broken link over there. I have made this content which maybe you can find useful, and do backlinking by using that. Right? Very important whenever you're doing backlinking, right? What is backlinking? You're trying to associate yourself with some third-party websites. You need to give a domain authority and page rank of home pages. Page transparency, page rank, page authority. Okay, number of links. Now let's say your website is only doing backlinking, backlinking, backlinking. It's of no use. If your website has some really good content, and then you are highly regarded, what is backlinking? You are talking good about me. So if you are a highly known person, let's say you are one of the big persons of the society, if you talk good about me, it's good, right? If uh, if you are only not good and you are talking good about me, who cares? So backlinking should only be done with websites which are good enough. One of the ways to check is check if this website is also giving some good content apart from only doing backlinking. Okay, so these are all the basis of backlinking. One more thing is, when you are doing backlinking on any website, you will have a top portion and bottom portion, right? If your backlinking is only on the bottom position of the page, that is, if they could only see 50% of all the links pointing to your website, then it is not good. Google will think, array, this website is only coming at the bottom of the link building activity. So they may actually stop or put you in a bad rank. So ensure that whenever you're doing backlinking, you're doing it at the top part of the websites. At least more than 50% of your website should be seen on the top part of the websites. If you are showing at the bottom of websites, problem. Right? So this is more about on page, off page. So now what people also do is they do something called SEO audits. Okay. Now what is SEO audits is, I am doing some campaign, right? Is it good or not? Right? So what you do is, in link building, as simple as that, first and foremost, link building acts as a vote. So if a lot of people are doing good link building with you, your vote is counted. Let's say the entire world is not talking good about Modi, but if all the big presidents like Mr. Trump, Joe Biden, or let's say John Boris of UK, they are speaking some really good things about Modi. Definitely his value as a prime minister goes up. So it acts as a good word, considered as a very important factor for search engines while ranking. So you should ensure that you're getting backlinking from some really good websites. So go ahead, check something called Alexa. There are websites which will give you other websites, page rank, domain rank, check over there, right? In this, you have local SEO, social SEO, mobile SEO. What is local SEO? Or what is social SEO? Social SEO is Facebook, right? On YouTube, do you have a YouTube channel, YouTube business card? Over there, you should actually get the right visitor. Do you have a Quora blog or get upvotes? Let's say Quora mein you have this, right? People come over here, right? And they talk more about this thing, right? So in Quora, do I have some really, really good suggestions? Plus, do I have a blog on Quora also? Right? So if I type over here in Quora, I can have my own blog, and this blog I can use it for my own personal branding. I can give over here answers, my own links. So Quora blog is needed for you to get good traffic on your website. So ensure you're visible on Quora, right? First and foremost. Are you there on Pinterest, SlideShare, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter? All this are needed for your off page. Now, what is local SEO? Local SEO is, are you visible on Google My Business? What is Google My Business? So Google My Business is basically on maps, are you visible? Let's say Domino's near me. So if you are a business listing, right, it will show verified listing. So this can happen only through Google My Business. See, it's verified, right? Are you seen on Bing Places, Apple Places, mapminder.com? And are you seen on local directories, local reviews? All these are important. And then this all is needed. So what you should not do for link building, very, very important, right? If you are trying to understand your competition, right, you can go to sites like Alexa or similar web, and also SEO Mall, Ahref or Screaming Frog. What you should not do, ideally, avoid irrelevant links. No link farms or free forward. What is link farms? Link farm was a very big scam which happened a few years back, where what we were doing? We were trying to make websites only for backlinking activities. That's not needed. Or free for all is, I will do it for you, you do it for me. Stop using bad links, avoid paid links, avoid spam or bad quality links, right? So if any website is writing things about you and that website is not good, use a code called REL no follow, and that should disallow them, right? So very, very important that you should definitely use all the link building opportunities to go ahead and check on the different ways. Some content you can use are, you can use webinars, videos, newsletters, some tool that can help the user to get some suggestions, podcast, infographics, games to download, latest product launch, reviews, testimonials. Okay, so this is basically your on page and off page optimization. So you need to go ahead and ensure that you are getting optimized across both the channels. And what people like me do is, once we do this, we check for audit. One minute, I'll check for the audits, right? 1 minute. Yes, this is how you'll do audit. Yes, 1 minute. Okay, I scroll down, and then what I do is I use all the keywords. This is how you have to check, right? So I've used keywords, but are the keywords giving me enough searches? So you go to Google and check for this keyword, where are you ranking? So you will see page ranks in Google search engine. Start doing that like an audit. Okay, now let me pause over here for 2 minutes. Yeah, it is for free. Yeah. It is for free. Google My Business. So how do you do it? Is you go to Google My Business and create an account over there. So this is for free. It actually helps you to get verified address on Google Maps. So that gives a better thing. So go ahead and sign up over there. Okay, cool. Let me pause here for a minute. We have like more 5 minutes. Uh, we just went through a very basic version of SEO. Definitely inbound, it in detail is much more interesting. But do you have any questions at this point, Ritik?
So we have audience on YouTube as well. So I'm checking on YouTube. If we have a questions, I'll share with you.
Oh, okay. Okay, in the meanwhile, Ritik, so what people do is whenever you do a SEO program, right, you need to do an audit. So all these are important things, right? Whatever discussed, right? So it's not something which you can remember. So what we do is we actually check this keyword density. Do I have enough keywords? Yes or no? Number of keywords which are targeting my business. Do they have enough page title? Text to link ratio, H1 tag, image alt text, footer. So this is how normally you will do audit. Footer, keywords and image names, meta, anchor. So all the important on page. So this is like my on page optimization home page. I go to my blog page. My blog page, is it good enough? Then landing pages. Are my landing pages giving the right keyword offer? Have I used the title with keyword phrases? Meta. Is my landing pages unique? Is my logo there? Is my phone number there? Right? And then I go to my social and local SEO. Do I have YouTube video presentation? Do I have backlinks from YouTube cards or YouTube videos to my thing? Is it classified? So whenever you do any SEO, right, have this as a checklist and keep adding or removing it, whatever is relevant or not relevant for you. But this will help you understand what's working because, as I said, there are more than 200 factors. So I am only checking 68 factors. How will you keep a track of this? The best way to keep a track of it is, can I go ahead and ensure that that all this is being done? So Excel is always a good way to keep a track of it. Excel, Google Sheets, wherever, just that you need to ensure it's updated properly, right? Cool then. I think if you have no questions, Gurtej, if nobody has any questions, then we can call it a day. Very interesting session. Thanks, Ritik, for being very interactive. You were the only one who was asking too many questions to me, so it was great that you were actually trying to make it slightly interesting. So, Ritik, I was talking about this Excel sheet. If you can see my screen, right? Something like this. So, I'll make all the points, whatever is needed for my SEO, and then put comments. I have it completed, not completed. So I think this will be easy for all of us to follow. If I have if I have some Excel sheet as a checklist, much more easier for me to follow. Remember, SEO is a very dry subject. So to make it interesting, you will have to do all this. Otherwise, you will lose track of your progress. Unlike Google Ads, where you have a lot of data, where you have a lot of ads, Facebook, right? So please try to use this. Cool then, people. In case you have no questions, then I think we can call it a night. Okay. So good, no problem.
Thank you so much, sir, for the informative session. And dear participants, we hope that you like the complete workshop and you learn something productive out of it. If you like it, then hit the like button. And if you think your friends will also get a benefit from it, then do share it with your friends. Comment down below which workshop do you need in the upcoming Sundays. And please do subscribe to the Board Info channel for more webinars, workshop, and informative videos like this. Apart from that, every Sundays we are planning a free workshop and the webinars for all the students. So if you're liking this kind of webinars, please let us know by commenting on the workshop chat window. So thank you so much for being a lovely audience, and thank you once again, sir, for connecting with us today.
A pleasure, Gurij. Take care, everybody. Bye bye. See you all, and I'll see you all after few days whenever we are free and busy. Cool then. Take care, and